Early on the morning of Christmas Eve 2016, Theron Thomas Brannon III was killed in a hail of gunfire after opening the kitchen door of his house. Brannon, who was 19 and was called Trey, had a 5-year-old daughter and a promising future.
Trey was a pretty smart kid. He graduated in the top 5 of his class, 2015. He was one of the nominees for valedictorian. He wanted to take some time off of school first and then go back in, so he started working. The company that he was working for realized he had good leadership skills and were going to send him to Germany to train at their main company so he could come back, and they put him into management training. They were going to send him to school, A&T, for mechanical engineering.
About 2 a.m. on the morning of Christmas Eve 2016, the Brannon family heard gunshots outside their house on Nancy Lane on the city's south side. Angela Brannon says the family went outside briefly to check for damage to their house and cars. Trey stayed up after his mother went back to bed.
Around 3-ish, there was a knock on the door. It woke me up. I heard Trey's voice, just, okay, that's cool. And he shut the door. Well, I came down the hall and I said, what, who was that? What's going on? He said, oh, just some kid. He said he got jumped. And he thinks he dropped his phone in our yard. And he just wanted to let us know that he was in the yard looking for his phone. I went back down and got in the bed. 5 minutes later, there was another knock on the door. My mind, I'm thinking either the kid found his phone, he gave up and he'll come back tomorrow. Thank you, I'm leaving, something. But when I heard the door open, I heard the gunshots. I came running towards the kitchen where it had happened. And it were just bullets going everywhere. It's just gunshots was going everywhere. Trey was sitting in the kitchen chair. And he couldn't talk. He was grunting like he was in pain. I was trying to find, he had a dark shirt on so I couldn't see anything. And I was, Trey, are you okay? Trey, talk to me, tell me what's going on. He couldn't say anything, he just kept grunting. He was in pain. And finally he looked me in the eye and he said, I love you. And that was the last thing I heard from my son.
Investigators determined that more than 20 shots were fired from the front yard of the house next door.
We don't have a motive for this killing. All indications, Theron was a good kid, never been in trouble, nobody mad at him that we know of. This is possibly a case of mistaken identity.
Somebody out there knows something, you know what I'm saying? Somebody knows something. And, I don't wish it on anybody that had to go through anything like this, but, you can see. And, somebody should help us out.
I know in the street it's considered snitching, but when it's a murder, unnecessary, no motive, no anything, that's not considered snitching, that's considered honor. You get more respect for being honorable than for keeping information like this and not allowing justice to be served. His daughter deserves it. His brothers deserve it. He deserves it. I deserve it.
If you or someone you know has information about the death of Theron Brannon, please call Crime Stoppers at 727-2800. You do not have to give your name. If your information leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for a cash reward.